Right, Mustang fans and surrounding areas. It's Wednesday afternoon, and that means it's podcast time. And our first one here on the day, we have the Coach Travis Chrisman Weekly Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk Ingleside Mustangs football. And on the screen, we have the AD head coach there for the Mustangs, Coach Travis Chrisman. Coach, how you doing?
Doing good, Gabe. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, Coach. Relaxed here, ready to go. Had a good night's sleep, had a good breakfast. I'm ready to talk football. Coach, we'll jump right into it. The first thing I want to do is obviously congratulate you on the big win this past Friday as we got a good win over the CC Ray Texans 25-21. Coach, I thought that this was going to be a good competitive game for us. I thought that Ray, outside of their record, could come in here and really kind of show it was going to be a back and forth, and it was. Uh, and we get the win. Last couple of seconds, minutes left. It was great that drive to get the win. It was great. So again, we take the win 25-21. Coach, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the offense and get your thoughts on the way the offense played throughout the game. But also our player of the game of the week was number 3, our quarterback, Sawyer Chalk. He had 26 carries for 207 yards, 2 TDs. He's been doing it pretty much every game, but this was over the 200 mark. What did you see from the quarterback in the run game, and then just talk about the offense and their performance?
Yeah, no, I mean Sawyer had a really good flow to the game. Made some really good reads, especially in that power read run game and some zone read stuff as well. Like you said, he's been a bell cow for us all year long and has done a really good job of it. Did a good job up front too. Ray had one of their defensive ends, probably the best defensive lineman we've faced all season. I can't remember his name. His number 55. He was really good. Huge kid too. He was really good. And they had some good athletes over there. And I mean, we knew that going into it. Like I said, and we talked about it last week. Their record was not indicative of how good they are or not. They've had a tough schedule too. They've played some really quality opponents, and being able to overcome, especially 2 touchdowns that get called back throughout the game, especially on the first play of the game. That's a little frustrating when that happens. So we know what I told our kids after the game too is that I was unbelievably proud of them. There's not many times where you're going to be in a game like that where you're going to have an opportunity. You literally have one last opportunity to score, and converted a huge fourth down. Needed 4th and 5 and got 5 and about 5 inches,
Mhm.
and just barely got past those sticks and was able to go down there and punch it in. I think with like 48 seconds left, and so that was massive for our morale. And that's just one thing I was telling our kids after the game is just how proud I am of them. And they always talk about answering the bell when it's rung for them, and made stuff count when we needed it. And that's what we told them. That's what winners do, and that's the expectation, and they lived up to it.
Yeah, that fourth down, I was like, "Oh no, no,
Mm-hmm.
no!" And when we got that first down, I really thought that that was going to pull us through, and we were going to prevail. It
Yep.
just you just got that feeling. And Sawyer, just that read option, like you're saying, the reading that defense. I mean, he waits till the last possible minute to
Mm-hmm.
have those guys commit, and he's done a great job through this season and getting more comfortable. And it's hard for them because of the power and the speed that
Yep.
he has. It's hard to bring him down with one player. I mean, most of the times when he gets hit, he's gonna land forward and take you for about a yard or two. So having the ability to do that has been great, and that's how we got that first down. He just kind of put his head down and hit
Yep.
and got enough for the first down. So it was great to see the offense play that way, and it was really great to have to score that touchdown and get it when we needed it to win the game. I think that's going to really help us moving forward. Now let's go to the defensive side, Coach. Get your thoughts on the way the defense played throughout the game. Number 2, Jayce Huerta was our
Mm-hmm.
defensive player of the game. He had a total of 9 tackles, Coach, 5 solo, four assists. Talk a little bit about Chase's performance, but just overall the way the defense played.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jayce played really well in all facets of the game. He did a really good job of also being able to play a couple different positions. You know, we had to threw him in at corner a couple times too when they started trying to take some one-on-one shots, and you know, asked him to bump out and go play some man coverage. And I really don't remember if he got a completion on him at that point. And so he was, you know, he knows that we're able to lean on him in that type of situation, have the confidence that he's going to be able to take care of the job that's needed. And so, yeah, they just played really, really well.
And how about the defense overall, the D line or linebackers? They kind of got we got some stops when we needed to, but they were able to do some type of things to us. What did you see overall from the defense?
Yeah, no, I mean our run defense is pretty stout. Pretty happy with them in that capacity. The only times that we kind of get caught up are when and really it's a tribute to our secondary because they've got it covered, and then we end up having to defend a scramble or something like that, and then just depends on the athlete back there with the ball in his hands. But again, I mean, we only gave up 21 points.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
that
happy
was
with that.
yeah,
Pretty happy
absolutely.
with that.
Absolutely, coach. And I really like that secondary. You say you move people around, and we can. Those guys can play multiple of positions wherever
Yep.
they're needed at the time of the call.
Yep.
I mean, we've got some really, people really understand how good this defense is, but that secondary is really, really good. It's not
Yeah.
easy to throw on their guys. We've got some guys with high IQ football, and we got some athleticism out there. And I knew going into the season that secondary was going to be pretty good. It's not going to be very easy to throw against them. So definitely a great performance, and congratulations to Sawyer and Chase on being called on making player of the game for this week, or last week actually for the game. But number 4, our special teams unit, we also have a player of the game, and that was number 4, Jett Hoskins. I think he had a return, coach, for 34 yards, played really great. What can you tell us about his performance and our
Yeah,
special
no,
teams?
Jett had a really good kick return, like you said. I think 34, 36 yards, something like that. And he's also a staple on kickoff, punt, and then you know, kind of our fourth down package that has a couple options on it. He's on that as well. So Jett does a really good job flying down the field, and then does a good job too, like I said, on kickoff return. Ball gets in his hands and he's able to secure it. He's a weapon, and has a little speed to him, and you know, can make some things happen for us.
Yeah, so we did great overall, in this game. And congratulations, those guys. It's something that we do here. So we're always going to have an offense, defense, and special teams player. So that's really good. And we're definitely going to talk more about them and congratulate them when we do the podcast here with Coach Chrisman every week. Coach, before we continue to move on, we always have a teacher's of the week that I like to be able to announce here on your podcast. And this week, week 5, we had Miss Rogers. This is, I believe, Coach. It's picked upon or voted on by our athletes. And it's important to be able to recognize our teachers. They do a great job over there all week with our students. And week 5, it was Miss Rogers. So we'll continue to recognize those teachers every week on the Coach Travis Chrisman weekly podcast. So I just wanted to go ahead. Congratulations to Miss Rogers. Coach, let's continue now and talk about the other levels of football. That's our junior varsity, our freshman, and our middle school. Coach, I know last week on the last podcast, we talked about the teams being combined when they went to Banquetti and got a big,
Right.
big win.
Yep.
This past Thursday, not sure if Ray had a freshman in JVD, but what can
Yeah.
you tell us about our junior varsity?
Yeah. I mean, JV played really hard, but unfortunately came up short. We're able to punch in a score late toward the end of the game. I believe they lost 28-6, I think is what the score was. Ray had a lot of depth, a lot of size, speed, whole 9 yards, and we were short. We were short a few players too. I think we rolled over there with 19, maybe 20 tops. And so we had a lot of majority of our team going both ways, and that, you know, took a lot out of them. They played hard. We were very proud of their effort. Just weren't able to come away with a W. Had a couple turnovers early and couldn't overcome it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing when you play those bigger schools, right? They have more depth on some of our smaller
Yeah.
schools, and that kind of sometimes takes a toll. And then our middle school last week, we talked about Kingsville. Our 7th and 8th graders took the loss. Who did they play last night?
They played Beeville last night. Unfortunately, all three teams. We have one seventh grade team and then two eighth grade teams. Unfortunately, took it on the chin on all three teams.
Okay.
But freshmen did win against Ray's freshmen
Awesome.
last week.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's great. And the next thing, Coach, I wanted to talk to you about was we kind of mentioned that Coach will talk about one of his offensive coaches. Last week, we talked about Coach Scott Hawks, who's doing a great job with that defense. We always talk about that defense and how good they are. This week, today, we're going to jump it over to the offensive side, and we're going to talk and ask Coach to talk a little bit about his offensive coordinator, Daniel Hillis. Coach, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's been there with you for quite some time, but he's also our offensive line coach. And a lot of what we talk about, the run game, and we talked about Sawyer and the performance that he had, it starts up with those guys up in the front. To do their job so Sawyer can get those touchdowns and the 200 plus yards. Talk a little bit about the offensive coordinator, Coach Hillis, and what he's meant to the program there.
Yeah, no doubt. I think this is Coach Hillis's fourth. I think it's his fourth year here in Ingleside. And fourth or fifth. I'm sorry, I can't remember which, but no, he's a very, very integral part to the whole operation here. Yeah, he's our offensive coordinator. He's also our off-season coordinator. He's our weight room guy, our weight room coordinator. And so, not looking past, he's not only working on the field. Coach Hillis does a ton of stuff behind the scenes that not anybody sees that requires a whole lot of dedication, time, and effort, and does a really good job at it. He's very organized and in organizing our workouts, where our staff's supposed to be, and is able to take a lot of that load off my shoulders, and does a really good job with it. So, and on top of that, has our offensive line playing really well right now. He's a great coach, and we're really lucky to have him.
Absolutely, and we'll continue to do this like I said, every week. Coach will come on the show, and we'll pick a coach, and Coach will kind of talk a little bit about that coach and just what he does. A lot of these coaches do a lot. You just think you see him on the football field and that's it, right? And coaching the offensive line, but they do so much more throughout the week that is part of why we're so successful in football. So to be able to give them an opportunity, or give you an opportunity, Coach, to be able to talk about them and what they do, I think is really, really important. Coach, before we move over and give a little bit of your thoughts on this upcoming game, I did want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on. So we do have the give me just a second here, Coach, because I got to get back to my page here. So we do have homecoming is next Friday, correct, Coach?
Yes, sir.
So we do have the Mustang Smoke Show. We talk a lot about them on our stream. They were the 2024 state champs. So we got the best barbecue in the state of Texas right here in Ingleside. It's great.
Oh, it's proven. Proven.
Yeah. Yes, it has, Coach. It really has. And they're going to have a fundraiser next Friday at homecoming. And so definitely we wanted to be able to support them. They're going to have a lot of stuff out there. They're going to have brisket tacos with sausage wrap, with a combo of chips and a drink. You can pay for it cash. They prefer to have it that way, but they'll also accept a cash app. And so definitely this is all going towards next year for the competition of travel in the hotels. And again, like I said, we've got the best barbecue right here. And they'll be out there next Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. The homecoming festivities as well. So definitely go out there, get yourself some of the best barbecue in the state of Texas. We're known for barbecue, Coach, and definitely next to Friday for homecoming, you'll be seeing it on the MPND Sports Network and on also the websites there for the Ingleside High School. Definitely when you come out, definitely let everybody know to go out there, support them. They do a great job. And you're going to eat some great barbecue. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, Coach, to be able to eat barbecue and watch a football game. Isn't that what it's all about?
Unbeatable. Unbeatable. Especially when they ask you to judge in competitions later.
Oh yeah. Oh, God, you got the best job. Yeah, absolutely. And again, some great barbecue. So if you've never had any, definitely next Friday, it'll be available there. Also, it's Robstown is coming into town, right?
Yes, sir.
Playing them. So the Robstown Picker fans also, if you catch this out, definitely you're welcome to come out there and eat some great barbecue. We know they love to eat barbecue out there in Robstown, so it's going to be great. Also, Coach, tomorrow for the first time, we're going to be having on the MPND Sports Network our podcast for our youth football. So we have a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior division. Our league president there in Ingleside, Eric Rogers, will be joining the podcast. He'll be talking a lot about what they do and how they set everything up there for our future Mustangs. And he will have, I believe, all 4 coaches of each division coming in also on the podcast to talk about their programs, their players, where we're at right now. This is the future Mustang, so we definitely want to be able to bring them on and let the community know exactly what we're doing. They play every Saturday. They also travel out as well. So we've already started a couple of games, but I think Coach Eric Rogers and his guys will be coming on every Thursday. You can watch it live right here on the MPND Sports Network every Thursday as we talk Ingleside Mustangs youth football. The first one will be tomorrow night at 7. Definitely join us here to talk youth football there in Ingleside. Also, I think going to be joining us is our cheer coordinator also for youth. So we'll be talking and giving some recognition to our cheerleaders who work just as hard as our football players. So all of that is coming up. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that before we get coaches' thoughts on the upcoming game here. We're playing Brownwood. The Lions, they come in 2-2. That is going to be a game played at Boerne ISD Stadium in Boerne, Texas. So we'll have a little bit of a drive. If you can't make it out there, definitely support the Mustangs through the MPND Sports Network. I will be there. TJ Riddell unable to make it, but I will be calling the game. TJ will be back the following week. But Coach, what can you tell us? I don't know anything about Brownwood. I think this is the first time we've ever played them.
Yeah, should be. Yeah, it should be. And I just want to give a quick shout out to our youth football organization as well, because they do a phenomenal job. They're, we've formed a really good partnership since coming in last year, and Coach Rogers and crew. Well, they work our chains along with Mr. Bustos, and so. We got a really good partnership with them, and they're doing a really, really good job with our youth and creating vertical alignment within our program. And so I just wanted to give them a shout out too. In the Brownwood, I mean, that's, historically, that's one of the most storied programs in the state of Texas. 7 state championships. Now, a lot of those came early on, but they're coming off of a quarterfinal season. They went 12-2 last year, I believe. Graduated a lot of starters, but man, I'm telling you, they got some weapons. They got some weapons that came back. They're junior heavy, and they're good. There ain't no doubt about it. They're a good football team. They've had a hard schedule. They didn't play week 1. They had their game canceled due to weather. They're supposed to play up in Abilene, I believe. But the rest of their schedule, man, is tough opponents. So it's going to be a really good test for us. It's going to be playing a quality playoff team, and they're in 4AD1, highly ranked team out of 4AD1. So it's good for us to see that type of competition, especially right before we start district. Like I said, it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. Get that neutral site, get a longer travel game under our belts, and just get that experience before we head into district.
Yeah, they got the win last week over China Springs. Yep. Definitely lost to Waco La Vega. These are programs that are in the playoffs, deep playoff runs every year. So I think that's going to be a good test for our Mustangs to be able to play an opponent like that. They don't know much about us. We don't know much about them. So we're going to find out what we're all about. But again, I think it's good for us as that prepares us because the next week starts district. And so that's where it counts. And in our district here, we talked about just how tough it's going to be every week. A lot of great teams in this district, and the district title definitely up for grabs. So the Ingleside Mustangs definitely competing for a district title, and another playoff runs we're coming off of last year, a 3rd round playoff appearance. And so we definitely want to get back to that. Game time starts at 7. So it is a drive. We definitely would invite and like to see anybody that would like to go out there and support the Mustangs. It's going to be a great game. But if you can't, no worries. I'll be out there. You can support the Mustangs through the live stream, the MPND Sports Network, our Facebook page. Coach, where exactly is Brownwood? I'm not sure. Is that up in the Dallas area?
It's west. It's closer to Abilene.
Abilene. Okay. So, wow. So it's up there. So it's quite a drive.
Boerne's as close to a true neutral as we can get. And it's a little over right at 3 hours for us and probably about 2 hours and 45 minutes for them.
Yeah, I'll be taking off around lunchtime here, going out there. I'll stop off at Boerne, get something to eat, then head out to the stadium and call the game. So definitely looking forward to that. like Coach said, it's a very quality team. So we're definitely going to get tested and see how we compete against a really good team that has been good for quite some time. Coach, before I let you go, I just want to get your final thoughts here on anything you want to add. We talked about the game, we talked about the players, but just about injuries. Is everyone pretty much healthy going into this game?
We're a little banged up right now. We're a little banged up, but we're getting rehab the best we can and trying to get everybody healthy. We've still got 4 more games in a row after this, so we need everybody. So we're planning practice accordingly and trying to get the best that we got out of them.
Absolutely, Coach. Once again, thank you very much. For all of the Mustang fans that watch this, Coach Travis Chrisman comes on every week. It's his podcast every Wednesday at 2:15. You can catch him live. Definitely share, like the podcast and share it. Share it with other people. We want other people to get involved. Coach really breaks down the games. We get his thoughts on what's going on. No one knows the football program and what's going on Ingleside than our AD head football coach. You can definitely catch it all here on the MPND Sports Network every Wednesday, 2:15. Coach Travis Chrisman will come on as we talk Ingleside Mustangs football. Coach, good luck going into the game. I'll see you out there at Bernie, definitely looking for a great game. But hopefully, safe travels to everyone that's going out there, to the team, the coaches, and get back and get ready for district as we'll start. Ross will be coming into town to Mustang Stadium next week. But for Friday, we got to get this win over a very good Brownwood team. Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Good luck, and we'll see you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Gabe.
Yes, sir.